Hi everyone, and welcome to the virtual open day of the University of Nicosia. My name is Ria Nicoletti Morfidou, and I'm the Director of Recruitment and International Admissions at the University of Nicosia. Today, we will discuss about Cyprus, we will discuss about the University of Nicosia, and together with my colleagues, we will actually describe how you can apply at the university, secure your student visa, and of course, where and how you can have a fantastic student life. So, welcome everyone. During the presentation today, we will discuss about the university, which, as we say, it's higher education's best kept secret. We'll discuss about the beautiful island of Cyprus. We will see the ranking and the accreditation of the university worldwide. We will discuss about investment, tuition fee, and other spending expenses. We will discuss about the International Gateway Center, which is basically another pathway to enter the university if you don't meet the minimum entrance criteria. We will also see the different programs through the different schools, 6 different schools that are available, more than 100 programs at the undergraduate, graduate, and PhD level. You will see pictures, you will see video about the fantastic, vibrant life at the University of Nicosia. And of course, we will conclude our presentation with admission procedure and visa procedure. At the end of this presentation, we will be more than happy to answer any question that you have. Now, the University of Nicosia is the largest university in Cyprus, is the largest university in Southern Europe that primarily teaches in English. We are highly ranked among the top universities in the world according to Times Higher Education. We have more than 14,000 students from 100 countries, either on ground or online. Where are we located? We are located in the middle of the Mediterranean. Cyprus is a beautiful island, which is basically the crossroad between Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Historically, Cyprus has always been an important destination, but for the last few years, Cyprus is known as a fantastic tourist destination. However, now we are trying to establish Cyprus as an educational hub in Europe and, of course, in the Mediterranean. Let's see a video about Cyprus.
In the heart of the Mediterranean lies a modern and thriving EU member state, boasting a rich historical and cultural landscape. As a world-class academic and research center, Cyprus offers quality higher education in fully accredited academic institutions, both public and private, across a wide range of traditional and innovative programs. What do people themselves who choose Cyprus for their studies have to say about their experience?
People ask me why I didn't stay in Russia to study.
With so many Russians living here, Cyprus feels like home. I study psychology.
I was always intrigued by people, trying to observe and understand them.
And here they are all so friendly.
And the beauty of this country, the mountains and the sea, side by side. My university is so contemporary. My professors are passionate and very supportive. I am considering an Erasmus exchange, but I find it difficult to leave this place. When I go out, I meet people of different cultures. We all live together in harmony and respect.
Yes, I guess I could live here forever.
The weather is nice, life is fun, people are great. I had no problem adapting. Had real support from my teachers and classmates. They all speak English. My studies in medicine are well organized and recognized. There are state-of-the-art labs and exciting research opportunities. I can even access lectures later through the university's electronic platform. We also get work placements. I really feel I'm gaining enough to pursue a career anywhere in the world. I love traditional Cypriot food, and I like shopping. Everything is at my doorstep.
I live and work in a place I love. I enjoy the Mediterranean climate. My favorite subject is digital marketing.
It opens the door for many opportunities in the global market.
This was really an important factor for choosing to come here.
I want to pursue a career in marketing,
I dream about getting my MBA and becoming a professional.
designing successful strategies for large businesses.
And Cyprus is full of them.
I feel lucky that I have the chance to study abroad. I'm building my future here where I feel safe. I prefer living quietly. Thankfully, there are different accommodation facilities to choose from. I don't spend a lot. Stress? Not really, no. I'm studying civil engineering in English. All universities in Cyprus offer programs in English. I've got scientists here who believe in me. My favorite part is the labs, doing simulations in real engineering problems. And I do my work practice next to professionals. Do you know how important this is? In my free time, I walk around the city, taking photos. I love the outdoors.
So, you have seen our video about Cyprus, about private education, tertiary education in Cyprus, and let's see some details about Cyprus now. Cyprus is the safest country in the world, as it has been declared by World Health Organization in 2017. Cyprus is one of only 3 British Commonwealth countries in the European Union. Over 80% of the population in Cyprus speak English. Therefore, you don't have to worry about learning the local language, which is great. We have a very affordable cost of living compared to any other European country. We have more than 12,000 years of history and highly diverse culture. We have a very popular tourist destination. You will see the sun and the beach and the sea. It's a beautiful island. Also, we have a perfect climate and environment, a very healthy lifestyle, but most important of all, warm, hospitable, and welcoming people. World-class education. The University of Nicosia has been ranked among the top 800 universities in the world. We have been ranked between 600 to 800 by Times Higher Education, the ranking of 2022. We are among the top 3% universities globally, and we are among the top 250 universities in the European Union. We're so proud of our university. We have also been highly ranked in other areas. For example, we have been ranked at the position of 179 in the world among the universities that are 50 years old or younger. We have been ranked among the top 200 to 250 universities in the world in the subject area of business and economics. The University of Nicosia has excelled in the core area of international outlook, where we have been ranked at the position of 47th worldwide. The University of Nicosia ranks 36th globally in quality of education. And of course, UNIC is among the top 400 to 600 universities globally in terms of its overall social and economic impact. We have not been involved in distance learning simply because of COVID, like many other universities. The University of Nicosia has history in distance learning education. We have been serving people from all over the world, not just Europe, from the United States, Canada, Australia. Students coming from all over the world are attending our distance learning courses at the undergraduate and graduate level. We are among only 14 universities around the world that managed to secure 5 QS stars for distance learning education. We have triple certification, 5 QS stars by QS Intelligence Unit, E-Excellence Associate in Quality by European Association of Distance Teaching Universities, and unique certification by the European Foundation for Quality in E-Learning. The University of Nicosia is a highly ranked university, but as we have said earlier, with very affordable tuition fees. If we compare the University of Nicosia with another university in the UK, which is ranked at the same ranking as ours, you will see that we are almost 50% less expensive than any other UK university ranked among the best 600 to 800 universities in the world. You can see that the tuition fee is exactly double. We have beautiful accommodation that you will see in a while, again, at almost 1/3 of the expenses. Food, spending, transportation, everything is considerably less. Therefore, it is indeed a smart investment because you are studying at a highly ranked university at a safe destination, at a beautiful environment, warm, hospitable, for 50% of the cost of studying anywhere else, especially in the UK. So yes, this is a smart investment. Now, I will ask my colleague Janos to introduce you to IGC, International Gateway Center. Jano, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ria, and thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Janos Tantis. I'm Recruitment and Marketing Coordinator for the University of Nicosia and Camino Global Education Partnership. And I will now take you through the IGC and how you will be able to benefit from it. The IGC, the International Gateway Center, enables international students into having a smooth integration into their degree programs. The IGC provides academic support and opportunities for all international students studying at the university's first-class educational facilities in Cyprus. The IGC focuses on student success through a higher level of support for our international students during their studies at our university. Through the IGC, international students transitioning to our university's programs and courses will benefit from additional English language and academic skill support, as well as dedicated support for the complete student experience. We offer academic and language support for our international students. For those students who do not qualify for direct entry into the university, the IGC will assist them in having a study combination of direct entry and preparation courses. The IGC offers support to those students who do not meet the university's minimum English language requirements, for example, IELTS 6 for undergraduate programs of study. This support comes in the form of intensive English foundation courses. Students who possess a high school leaving certificate but do not have the necessary grades or other requirements for regular admission can join the university's programs and at the same time receive additional support from IGC in the form of lectures, seminars, tutorials, workshops, laboratory work and peer group learning, all this happening at the same time with the regular studies and courses. Here we can see an example of how it works, the student admission pathway. And we can see on the left side of the diagram, and after the initial student application, with an IELTS score 6 and above, and a minimum high school leaving certificate grade required or above, direct admission can be achieved to the undergraduate program. On the other hand, as we can see in the middle of the diagram, with an IELTS score 6 and above, and a high school leaving certificate grade less than the minimum required one, IGC support will be provided for 1 semester, and this will happen at the same time with the studies of the student. On the right side, we can see an example of an IELTS score less than 6 and or a high school leaving certificate grade less than the minimum required one. In this case, IGC support will be provided for 1 or 2 semesters, and depending on the English placement test results. And again, this will happen at the same time with the studies of the student. Let's proceed now with the comprehensive university. We have more than 100 programs of study under 6 schools and 20 departments. We have the School of Business, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Sciences and Engineering, the School of Education, the School of Law, and our flagship, our medical school. Career prospects. Cyprus is an ideal place to study and work, combining a beautiful popular touristic destination with a diverse labor market. Cyprus hosts the financial infrastructure for thousands of multinational companies, and Cyprus boasts the highest number of chartered certified accountants per capita globally. Employment experience is paramount for post-study career success, whether through internships, industry projects, or experience programs. Students are given the opportunity to find internships and gain valuable career experience through the expanding network of companies that cooperate with the university. What are the work opportunities now for international students? For undergraduate students, there are classic internships, industry liaison programs, European Student Placement Agency ESPA, Erasmus Plus Traineeship Work Placement, IASTE International Internships, Unique Student Assistantship Program, placements for hospitality and tourism students. And for graduate students, there are across-the-board industry employment in Cyprus, traineeships and research fellowships, and EU work permits. I will now hand over to my colleague Aphrodite to proceed further with the complete student experience.
Thank you, Janos. Hello, everyone. Moving on to the complete student experience. Regarding our campus, which is made up of 20 purpose-built and customized buildings, there's a variety of entertainment options, more than 70 restaurants and shops within walking distance, international student community of more than 14,000 students from over 100 countries. We have our own accommodation, unique residencies, which are possibly the best student residences in Europe, orientation programs, student welfare and continuous student support, sport and fitness facilities, social events, activities, and student clubs. Here you can see some photos. On the left, there is a main campus. On the right, you can see the architecture building at the medical school. Now, regarding our residencies, which are possibly the best student residences in Europe, the University of Nicosia's official student residencies redefine modern student living. There are 3 separate complexes, 6U and Triangle, which are among the most stunning student residences ever constructed in Europe. 6 has also been nominated for the European Prize for Miss Van der Rohe Award. Our residencies is the largest investment in university infrastructure in Cyprus and 2-minute walk to the central unique campus buildings. Let's watch a video about them. I would like now to introduce my colleague, Mr. Panagiotis Votis, who will give you more information about the admission procedure. Panagiotis, over to you.
Thank you, Aphrodite, and thank you everyone for being with us today. I'll be taking you through the admission procedure and the visa procedure that the university requires in order to apply, be accepted into one of our programs, and then proceed with the student visa application as well. Starting with the indicative admission requirements, for bachelor degrees, we request a high school living certificate and grades or any other equivalent qualification, as well as an English certificate, an English qualification. Internationally recognized qualifications like IELTS, TOEFL are of course accepted. If a student does not have one, then you can definitely go through the application process, and then take the Passport English proficiency test that the university offers, and then proceed that way. For master and doctoral degrees, we request a bachelor degree in transcripts, 2 reference letters, recommendation letters, a CV, a personal statement, and specifically for doctoral degrees, master's degree in transcripts, and a research proposal. All in all, for the application procedure, we have to receive the documents that I just mentioned, a completed application form, a consent and health history forms, a copy of the student's passport, and it's a small cost of €55 for the application fee. Now, this is step 1 of the whole process. Once you apply at the university and after successful evaluation, you're accepted to one of our programs, then you must proceed with the student visa procedure. It's important to emphasize that student visas are not issued in our embassies or consulates abroad, but rather in Cyprus at the migration department. So you will be receiving the instructions on how to proceed with your visa through your acceptance letter, but also detailed step-by-step assistance from a highly trained and experienced staff here at the university. Students basically must gather and duly attest a set of required documents and then send them to us here in Cyprus, and we will apply at the migration department on behalf of the student. Student visas will be issued in Cyprus and then collected by us and sent to the students so they can make their travel arrangements to come to Cyprus. Important to note that as long as all the documentation is collected and duly attested correctly, then we have a 100% success rate in obtaining a student visa. Finally, I would like to say a few things about scholarship opportunities and financial aid. The University of Nicosia is very proud to offer a wide range of scholarships and financial aid to full-time students in a variety of forms. Academic merit scholarships, which is based on previous academic performance, financial aid, which is based on socioeconomic criteria, athletic scholarships, unique academic family scholarships, and on-campus work-study program. Thank you very much for being with us for the presentation. Now, I will have my colleague, Kostel Tarata, join me so we can answer any questions that you might have. If you haven't typed your questions still, feel free to type them in the comment section and we'll go through them, hopefully all of them during the remaining time. Kostel?
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Vanaitis. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, for finding the time to joining us today. I hope that the presentation that you have received, it covered majority of the questions or queries that you have. I can see that from the comment section that there are not a lot of questions, which only makes me happy about it. But still, if you have any questions or anything at all that you would like to clarify in regards to the university or application, your current application or your future application as well with the enrollment procedure, alongside with that, with the visa procedures, if you are in the position right now on applying for the student visa. So from the comments area, I only got a question from Albert. And Albert is, I believe this is a clarification more or less in regards to the police character certificate. So in his country, the police character certificate is valid for 3 months only. And
yes, that is correct. The clarification is indeed a good point because even though the migration department does accept police certificates up until 6 months from the date they were issued, in case a police certificate states on the actual certificate that is valid for a shorter amount of time, then they will be going by the what is written on the actual certificate. So if it's valid for 3 months only, then the migration department will still accept that document up to 3 months. So it's a good clarification. Important to note that we go by whatever is written on the actual certificate. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. Moving on, there is a notification from Kamal. Thank you very much, Kamal, for your interest on continuing with the presentation. And so, a question from Corina. Corina applied for a scholarship, and when she's going to have a reply. Well, Corina, I believe I'm aware of your application, and I'm pretty much sure that the distance learning department will reply to you in no time in regards to whenever there's going to be an outcome for the scholarship. The process itself can take a couple of weeks, perhaps even more, 3 or 4 weeks. It depends on the time of submission of the application. But generally speaking, you will be updated I would say, by the end of this month for sure. Either way, I will keep you posted as soon as I'll have internal updates as well. Thank you. Moving to the next question from Irina. Well, Irina is asking whether we are accepting students for transfer after graduating first course in general medicine in Russia or Belarus. If Panaitis can help with this.
Yes, of course. As a university, we of course accept transfer students. However, our medical school handles their admission, visa procedure, and everything basically independently. So we'll have to bring you in touch with a member from our medical school so they can reply, and you can send them your transcript and see if they can transfer that course for you. But the transfer students are accepted to the university, of course, as long as the credits that they took abroad are transferable to the University of Nicosia. There's a credit transfer evaluation that needs to be made, and then we'll let you know whether you can transfer that course definitely.
Okay, moving on to the next question is still from Irina. When is the application deadline for a bachelor's degree for the year 2022-2023? Well, Irina, if you are to apply normally for any other bachelor's degree rather than the medical school that Panayotis just mentioned, I believe you can apply up till the end of this month as a hard deadline, I would say, but it is actually highly recommended that you are submitting your application as soon as possible, because we might have to follow as well visa formalities, and we don't want to go to that in the beginning of September. I hope this answered your question.
That's important to note, Costel. As you said, the better, the sooner, because not only you have to apply to the university and the evaluation process for the program that you're interested in, but also the visa procedure afterwards, gathering the documents, attesting them takes time, and also the evaluation at the migration department takes some time as well. So I would say definitely a month and a half prior to the start of the semester, it will be the latest that someone can apply to the university in order to have time to do everything else also.
Okay, and also it's very important, this is entirely referring to a different bachelor's degree, anything but medical school. I believe medical school, the University of Nicosia Medical School, they are no longer taking in applications for this academic year, but definitely you can drop them an email, or perhaps you can inquire about this so they can answer to you straight, depending on your case. Okay, so it's highly advisable that you are reaching to the medical school. Moving to the next question from Darren. Darren is asking if we can clarify the current Turkish occupation in the northern Cyprus will affect the student life. It's actually a very, very good question for everyone who has this doubt. Panaitis, if you can help.
Of course. Now, unfortunately, this situation has been ongoing for the past 48 years. So it's a pretty common situation for us here in Cyprus. It doesn't affect the day-to-day lives of anyone in Cyprus, nor the students that study in Cyprus. It's something that we live by, and it's really, you have nothing to worry about. As Mrs. Ria, our director, mentioned earlier, Cyprus has been ranked as one of the safest countries it was the safest country in the world in 2017 for students ages 15 to 29. So everything is very safe in Cyprus. Everything is normal, and you can definitely come to Cyprus and study and feel safe and pursue your degree without any worries. Now, one question that I think we missed previous to this one, Costel, as well, is why the university is not giving full scholarship to students with disabilities. I would like to clarify that we are a private university, and we do have a budget for giving out scholarships to as many students as possible. Unfortunately, full scholarships are not available normally to our students. However, if there are any special cases that can be considered for full scholarships, we can have a look at those on a case-by-case basis. It has to be evaluated and approved by upper management. So you can send a request, and we'll have a look and see if there's anything we can do to help. Definitely, we'll try and help however we can.
Okay, thank you, Panagiotis. Moving on to the next question from Dennis. Does the school have an age limit for the bachelor's programs? Well, I can answer to this one. As a matter of fact, we do not have an age limit as long as you are having the necessary qualifications, obviously. Therefore, feel free to drop an inquiry or start an application, and one of the advisors will revert to you within less than 24 hours, explaining everything to you by your case, basically. But generally, to answer, there is no age limit to apply. It's never too late to learn, as some would say. Moving to the next one, Albert is asking whether it is possible for an undergraduate student to work while studying. So, Panayotis, please.
Yeah, Albert, that is possible. Students that are on student visas are legally allowed to work while studying 6 months after the start of their program. Yeah, they're legally allowed to work 20 hours per week, part-time basically, when they have classes, and 38 hours per week when they are on holidays. We do have our career office that can help you with looking for employment, but it also falls on the student to be able to go and search for a job as well.
Thank you, Panayotis, for that. Albert, also, it's very important to know that you will be eligible to apply for any or to look for any type of work as soon as you'll be registered with us as a full-time student. Therefore, you're going to have a timetable, so you'll know for sure your time to being needed at the university. I mean, to follow the classes and everything which is left over in that case scenario, you should be looking for a part-time job, which will allow you to follow on that schedule. So I hope this answered your question. Moving to the next one, from Hisham. Can you give us details about the distance learning programs? Is there a class schedule of students will have to start material to study on their own schedule? Well, I can answer to that. There are several programs, Hisham, which are offered at distance learning. Majority of the programs are the master's degree. I believe it's only 1 or 2 bachelors which are currently offered in distance learning. So basically, again, the scenario goes as follows. You are going to have to apply first things first to be a successful candidate. And then as soon as you get on the distance learning, you're not going to follow different other procedures, but to contact an advisor to register for classes. So basically, you will be able to register for a distance learning course about 6 to 8 weeks prior to the school start, mostly of the situations. I hope this answers your question. Moving on to the next comment from Saliu. Can you tell us about the full scholarship I've been asking as a disabled student? Well, Saliu, as Panayotis mentioned to you earlier, there is an application pending, yes, indeed. But again, there are some things which are to be considered. Therefore, your application with us is still under review, if not mistaken. And of course, should you have additional documents or should you want to add something to your application more than you already submitted so far, I'm pretty much sure that the scholarship committee will have an outcome to that. But I don't know if Panayotis would like to add anything about that in regards to whether that a full scholarship will be awarded or not, because again, we are a private university, and again, certain criteria are to be followed. In terms
I completely agree with what you said, Costello. It's under review, as far as I know as well. And again, I mentioned earlier that full scholarships are usually not provided to students. However, they will be letting us know, and we'll get back to you as soon as we have an answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question we have again from Darren, which it says, could you please mention what are the minimum grades and that could grant us merit-based scholarships? Well, Darren, again, you're going to have to follow the previous steps I mentioned, fill in an application, because it depends from which country you're coming. It depends on the type of certificate you have achieved when you graduated from high school, if that's the case for a bachelor's degree or so. So we will need to have a look on your documents, on the last, let's say last achieved documents in terms of academia, and we'll be able to pick the application from there, and we'll let you know exactly if anything else will be needed on top of what you already achieved. Okay, so feel free to pick on the details at the end of the presentation and start an application process. It's not going to cost anything but 20 minutes of your time.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to say exactly the minimum grades, because different countries have different qualifications with different grading systems and all that. Just to give you a very general idea, it should be at least more than 80% or above. So that's what we usually look for. However, depending on what qualification you have, once you provide that to us, we will look into it and let you know whether you are eligible for an academic merit scholarship.
Okay, thank you, Panayotis. And we have a question from one of our alumni, Mr. Ziad Ashur. Well, hello, Ziad. Thank you for being with us today. We are thanking you as well for being with us and supporting us for the many years that you were with us as a student. Moving to the next remark that we have from Bruce, which is asking if you can answer Albert's question again. Well, Albert, we need to know kind of what was the Albert's question that you need answer to, but I'm pretty much sure that you can see you can review the presentation from before, basically, because it will be remain as a recorded version. So if you can be more specific in regards to the question, other than that, feel free to recheck the presentation at the end when it will be finishing. Okay, moving to the next question from Irina. Please share the contacts of medical school to discuss. Okay, well, simply you can either run a Google search on the University of Nicosia's medical school. Other than that, even if you are visiting the University of Nicosia's website, there is a section in the bottom right corner for you to have to get to speak with one of our live chat assistants, which is available throughout the day. Therefore, feel free to inquire about it, and they will be sharing all the information with you as we speak.
We'll add the email address for the medical school admissions by the end of the event, Irina. So no worries. We'll add it to the comment section as well.
Okay, let's move to the next one from Albert. If a student failed to meet the deadline for the student visa requirements submission, can the deadline be extended, or if the student has a genuine reason? Well, Panayotis, if you can answer to this.
Universities in Cyprus don't have a specific deadline to submit the students' documents. However, we do keep a deadline ourselves within the university, because we need to make sure that once your visa application is submitted, you are able to receive your visa and come to Cyprus prior to the start of the semester. So as long as you send us your document and we can submit them within our time frame, then that should be perfectly fine. If we're going to submit a visa application for a student to receive his or her visa late and then not being able to join us, then we won't be doing that, so that we don't take up the time of the student, of course, and also not being able to bring him to register for classes afterwards.
All right, let's move to the next question that we have from Emmanuel. Well, how high is the scholarship acceptance rate? Well, that's a simple question to that. Simple answer to that, please, Panayotis.
It's very high. We try and provide scholarships, as I mentioned earlier, partial scholarship to as many of the requests that we receive. Again, it has to be evaluated by a scholarship committee, and they decide based on the capabilities of the university and the reasons stated by the student, along with any supporting document that must also accompany the application, whether a scholarship would be offered. So usually, if there are genuine reasons and the relevant supporting documentation to provide a scholarship, we usually try and do that, definitely.
All right, thank you. There is a comment again from Saliu. In Cyprus, someone who has disability are not allowed to work. How the university can give a help to those students? Well, I believe, Saliu, that here it's entirely an entire different scenario. I mean, obviously, the university has there is a career office for which you can obviously visit while registered as a student and so. And whether there are different types of jobs which students with disabilities can actually apply, the university definitely will endorse your application. Therefore, feel free to apply. However, we are not to guarantee a student, a job, because let's be honest, if we will be able to guarantee jobs for every single student inquiring, we will be most likely the greatest university in the world. But unfortunately, it's only something that we can do. Okay, I don't see any other questions. I don't know if you guys want to ask anything else. Other than that, feel free to still drop your inquiries. We'll leave the contact details at the end, an email address and so. Like I said previously, the University of Nicosia's website, generally speaking, you can go on the bottom right corner. There is a bubble in which you can also contact the live chat assistants. You can ask if you are inquiring for a specific program, just leave your details there and they will be able to assist. Or definitely they will be putting you through with an appropriate advisor responsible for the program you are inquiring, and we will be having a one-to-one conversation in regards to your interests. Once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you, Panayotis, for having me in, and everyone for the very good presentation we had today.
Thank you, Costel. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. It's important to say that we are now on it's the 3rd of August, so there's still time to proceed for the fall 2022 intake if you're interested for this year. And I would strongly advise you to have a look at our website, have a look at the programs that we offer. If you need any information whatsoever, feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to provide you with any information, clarifications that you may need, and help you with your goals to come and study at our beautiful university, at our beautiful island. Thank you again for being with us today, and hopefully we see you soon.